I reminisce. Yeah. I reminisce for a spell, or shall I say?
Welcome to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast, your home for the mindset, methodology, and tools needed to be a successful foreclosure acquisition specialist. And now your host, the Foreclosure Deals Coach, Donny Coram.
Hello, hello, hello. It is Donny Coram, your Foreclosure Deals Coach, broadcasting to you from the Johns Mansfield Building and Zen Offices Suites right here in downtown Denver, Colorado. I am your host, your Foreclosure Deals Coach, Donny Coram. We welcome you to the show. Also, we've got in the studio my producer and partner, Mr. John Winston. How you doing, John?
I'm doing well. How you doing, man?
Doing very well, man. Hey, it's going to be an incredible show today. Lots going on in the foreclosure market. And, you know, the thing about foreclosures is like any other marketplace, you got to keep in tune with the times. See, the general press is going to tell you there is no foreclosure crisis. And to be honest with you, look nationally, there really isn't. There aren't near as many foreclosures as we saw in the, say, 2008 through 2010 era. Across the country, most states are doing okay. But the purpose of the show, what Foreclosure Deals Coach is trying to do is let you know that the market's a-changing, right? There's a shift upon us, and you got to really dig deeper into the news, into the press, if you're going to find those changes. So I found an article, and we like to start every show, a little bit of a current event. What's going on in the foreclosure market? We're going to talk a lot about the mindset it takes to be a foreclosure investor, but I found an article that even as foreclosure rates drop, Florida feels the pain by Inman News. Lenders began the foreclosure process on 30,524 properties. I want you to hear that again. 30,524 properties in the state of Florida are heading into foreclosure right now. So if you're sitting around thinking that, no point in going into foreclosures and expertise, there simply aren't enough, you're wrong. Let me tell you, there are states right now that are feeling the burn. And albeit in Denver, Colorado, we have one of the strongest real estate markets in the country right now. Don't let that deter you from understanding that the whole country is in a shift right now, and your opportunity to take advantage of that as an investor and or a real estate agent is absolutely positively right now. See, the market is changing, and you want to get in front of change. What happens to people who are waiting for the change? They find themselves behind the power curve, right? So what we're encouraging as part of the Foreclosure Deals Coaching Program is understand it is happening right now. It is happening in your market. It may not be as prominent as it once was, okay? It's definitely not as prominent as it's going to be as the market continues to shift. But let me tell you this, one thing we know about the upcoming election season is we're definitely going to see a massive market shift. So here on Foreclosure Deals Coach, we are coaching people to get out in front of that shift, to understand that the best time to make money is on a trending marketplace, not what's already happened. Oh, what I would have done to go back and be Donny 2008 knowing what I know now. Right? Because at that time, it felt like the sky was falling. Everybody was afraid. Lenders had pulled out of the market. Hard money guys were unavailable. Houses were going for 50, maybe even 40% of their value at the time, much less what they're worth today. And if I could have known as I walked past these $70,000, $80,000 houses in Colorado Springs, Colorado, where I'm from, that are now going for $220,000 to $230,000, if I had known that, I'd be having this conversation with you from my helicopter, right?
What about the boat?
Boat, helicopter, as long as we're on a massive form of transportation. That's important. Like, it's baller transportation. That's the point, right? So you got to have that. So my point is, guys, now is the time. This is the place, and the show that you're on, the Foreclosure Deals Coach, this is the place to learn about what's happening in the foreclosure market. We are committed to bringing you the mindset, the methodology, and the tools necessary to be a successful foreclosure investor. And yes, there's a coaching program attached. See, we're called Foreclosure Deals Coach because we want to help you to overcome whatever restrictions you have that have prevented you from entering the foreclosure market. And today's show, we're really going to talk about the mindset that goes into foreclosure investing. Because I remember when I was getting started, like most people, I went and I attended my local real estate investment group, right? I would go to places where I thought I could glean some knowledge from some experts, and I did. It was successful. I'm definitely encouraging you to join your local real estate investing club. You can find that very easily. Just Google Real Estate Investing Club, your city, and I promise you, you'll find one right there in your local marketplace, or reach out to me. I'll find one for you if you need some assistance with that, okay? But go to your clubs. But I was attending monthly. We had our monthly meetings, and I would go there to learn about how to become a real estate investor. And one day I went to the meeting and I'm sitting down and I'm sitting next to a guy who is taking copious notes of the speaker. He's scribbling away, man. He's got 3 pages of data. And I was so impressed with how much note taking he had done that I stopped him as the class was ending and I go, hey, you obviously know a lot about this. How long, you must be doing a ton of deals. He goes, well, I haven't done my first deal yet. I'm still in a learning phase. Okay. Well, how long have you been coming to the meeting? Oh, about 5 years. 5 years of education. Now, here's the thing. In 5 years, this guy could have made hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in real estate investing. So why did he not pull the trigger? Well, over the years, as a foreclosure investment real estate agent, which I can help you to become with our foreclosure acquisition specialist training, right? I have learned the profile of the people who have a high probability of investing in real estate versus the people who are going to be difficult to pull the trigger. See, anybody can do this. I want to stress that. It doesn't matter, your education, your income background, where you came from, etc. Black, white, Puerto Rican, male, female, none of that factors into foreclosure investing, because in foreclosure investing, it's all about the numbers. Period. Right? If you can buy low and sell high on any widget properly, you can make a profit doing it. So if it's not you, I promise you it's not you, but there's something going on in between your ears there, right, that is blocking you from doing it. So over the years, I've learned the profile of successful foreclosure investors, and part of the course that we offer is getting into the very psyche that makes you tick. Now, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not your therapist, but I do know how to take you from a status of inaction, where most people are as it relates to foreclosure investing, and get you to a state of action. Okay, we call it our mindset training, and it's a part of the Foreclosure Deals coaching. And before you even get in the coaching program, we're going to do a very thorough analysis and assessment on your mental state. It's a very short survey, if you will, where we learn what are the limiting factors preventing you from taking this step. Because as your foreclosure deals coach, once I understand what's stopping you from doing this, I can then help you to take the actions that can get done. I have taken people who, very shy. Most of my clients, you got to remember, if you got a lot of money, in a lot of cases, you've either gotten that from inheritance, okay, or just conservative, good old-fashioned saving, right? And a lot of my clients are the engineer types. It is shocking how many people I work with who are high-level engineers. One of my favorite clients is a civil engineer. He's a good buddy of mine. And when I met him, he's the type of guy where the word risk doesn't even make his radar, okay? It's just not even something he can fathom. He's very linear in nature. This is how he operates, period. So when I figured that out, and I got to tell you, it was a painstaking couple of years with this guy, right? Because I didn't know the mindset tricks that I know now, okay? But when I got that done with him, I figured out in order to make this work, it has to be presented in a very linear manner. I have to show our buy side price, our rental income, and our sell side price. And I'll be honest with you, I am not an attention to detail guy. Okay, that's not my forte by any means. But once I understood the mindset, I took this very investor from a theoretical, I want to invest in real estate, to owning over 10 properties that I've helped him purchase, generating $6,000 a month in positive cash flow. And the best part is he has over $1 million worth of equity on my watch. Right? And I'm not just telling you that to brag, but because if you don't understand, I meet a lot of people who want to do real estate investing. Does that describe you? Have you been talking about real estate investing for a long time? I got to tell you, every time I'm at a cocktail party, or hanging out with some friends, and I tell people what I do as a foreclosure deals coach, the next words out of their mouth almost inevitably are, I've always thought about real estate investing. Well, of course you thought about it. Right? Everybody's thought about making money doing something. What is stopping you from taking action? Right? So when you join up with the coaching program, actually in the process of joining up with my coaching program, we're going to go into detailed discussion on what is stopping you from making that first step. right? What is preventing you from being a foreclosure investor? Once we understand that through a surveyed profile, then we're going to figure out how to get you over that hump together. See, it doesn't do me any good at all if you buy my course and then you never buy a house. Right? And although real estate investing clubs make money on that, although tons of courses out there simply do not care if you actually take action, I do. Why? Well, two reasons. Number one, this is my life's work. This is what I do. Okay? This is my mark that I'm making upon the world. Okay? So if I'm unsuccessful at that, I would feel like I was not the success I want to be. But this is about you. You came to this show, you came to this coaching program to affect change in your life, right? You have decided to do something that's out of the ordinary. Perhaps you've got investing in your background, you've got people that have done real estate investing in your family, etc., but you yourself have never actually taken that first step. Does this sound familiar? Right? If it does sound familiar, then this is the time we have to start working together to figure out what it's going to take to get you over that hump. I'm so sorry about it. Continuing phone calls here. Things are blowing up on my phone all of a sudden. Obviously, popular today. Hold on just a sec. Let's clean that up. So if you're trying to figure out what your next steps are, let me give you some advice. The things that most stop people from going into foreclosure investing come down to basically three factors that prevent people from doing it. We're going to go over those three factors in relative detail right now, and then you can decide which of those three factors is affecting you the most. And I'm going to ask that you reach out to me on the Foreclosure Deals Facebook page. I want you to join Foreclosure Deals Coach on Facebook and just send a text message. Just send a message to the page of which one of these three you think is stopping you the most from becoming a foreclosure investor, okay? Number one is generally education. People, when you use fear, the definition of fear is something you don't know. Here's a for instance. If you knew with absolute certainty, like there was no doubt in your mind, you were going to make $1 million a year as a foreclosure investor, like you had all the information, all the resources, you just knew it was going to happen, would you still be afraid to do it? Of course not. When we have absolute knowledge of something, you don't fear inhaling, right? Because you know oxygen is there, right? You don't fear whether the sun's going to come up tomorrow because it every day of your life, the sun is coming. These are things you're not afraid of. You know them to be fact. You know they're going to happen. So you don't fear those things, right? The same applies to real estate investing. The reason why most people don't get involved is because of fear. So these gurus out there have preyed upon that. And I don't mean that to sound negative, but what's happened is an entire industry has formed around that fear. Right? They have figured out that if they just bombard you with information, you'll get analysis paralysis. And the great part of analysis paralysis is you're going to think, I need more information to actually pull the trigger on this, resulting in buying the next course. Right? And then that's going to fill you up with more analysis paralysis, so you buy the next course. Real estate investing is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay, and a large percentage of people do this. They get education, they sit at the real estate investing meetings, and they never actually pull the trigger. They never actually do a deal. Right? Don't be one of those statistics. Here on Foreclosure Deals Coach, whether you join our coaching program or not, I want you to know that I'm here to help you take that first step. Now, through our intensive training, we can get very detailed as to what's stopping you. We can overcome that fear, but I think the reason you haven't pulled the trigger in a lot of cases is the mindset piece. You haven't gotten the proper education. You haven't gotten the proper mentorship. Maybe you already know it all. I'm willing to bet that the guy who's sitting at that real estate group that had been going there for 5 years knew more about real estate investing than I could possibly have fathomed at that moment. But I had actually done 2 deals at that point. So who actually had more education? The person who had gotten it done. And I got to tell you, you can read until you're blue in the face. You can learn everything about this process, but until you actually do a deal, you'll be nothing more than a neophyte. And that goes for everything. I can teach you the world about flying a plane, but I can assure you I'm not going to get in that plane unless you've flown a plane before, if you're flying it. right? It's not going to happen. I trust you. I hope we're buddies, but I'm telling you with absolute certainty, you better get some actual seat time if you expect me to hop on that plane with you. Same applies to real estate investing. So here at Foreclosure Deals Coach, we're going to help you overcome that resistance. We're going to find out what's going on in the education piece so we can fill in those gaps, take away the fear, but we're also going to help you to push past that and actually do your first deal. That is really what this is all about, right? Number 2 is money. Okay, people come to me all the time, I'd love to invest, but I simply don't have the money to do it. Let me tell you, the majority of real estate investors get started without money. Like the majority. You got that handful who are trust fund babies who figured out how to fund this operation before, but my mentor taught me something very pressing, which was you learn the basics of investing without money, so when you have money, you don't do dumb stuff with it. Right? You've really got to master these things prior to having a ton of money. So please do not look at not having money as a disadvantage. I gotta be frank with you. You come to me absolutely loaded, we might have to have a different conversation because we gotta break that mindset that you're okay, because you're not okay. If you don't properly know how to utilize money, you're not gonna work. Now here's the good news. You don't need money to become a real estate investor. You might have heard that before, Zero Down, Carlton Sheets, etc. You've heard the late night TV shows, and I bet a part of you is thinking scam. It's not. Let me tell you, it is absolute proven fact that a good real estate deal involves other people's money. Right? And it is so important that if you're going to be good at real estate, that you are working off of that metric. Yes, you're going to pay interest on it. Yes, it increases the risk. But if you're at $0 in your bank account and you're trying to invest in real estate, so you put the last $5 you've got into real estate, then you're in real trouble, right? And that's just reality. So using other people's money is going to make it way easier for you to be successful at this, okay? And finally, we need to get into the tools. The tools that you need to use are very important. You have to know how to evaluate a property. In the past, you had to use an agent to do that, right? But today, there are tools out there, like my secret weapon for finding and evaluating deals, that can help you to do a full-fledged evaluation on your own. I gotta tell you, when I was getting started as a foreclosure deals coach, one of the big problems was every day my clients would come to me and say, I really need you to run comps on this property. What is this property worth? And etc. And it's not for lack of wanting to help, because let me tell you, that's my job as their coach to help. But a lot of these were just not bad deals, which becomes a bad use of my time. After a while, certain investors shipping me continual requests on bad deals, we're going to get lack of response after a while, right? No longer the case. Today, we have tools available that you can do your own financial evaluation on these properties. You can know with relative certainty what the retail price of the property is going to be, and that's going to help you with the fear element, right? That's going to help you with the funding element, because if it's a good deal, the lender will definitely show up for it. If you have the right tools, you can accomplish anything. But again, is that not true of most professions, right? If you're a neurosurgeon, you better have tools related to working on the brain, right? If you show up at my brain surgery with a hammer and a chisel, I'm going to consider a different neurosurgeon. Well, I'm not going to consider, I'll be sprinting for the door, right? It's probably time to get out of there, right? However, if you've got the right tools as a real estate professional, where do you find these foreclosures? Are you wondering where you're going to find them? Well, there are lists that are now publicly available to you. We have an affiliate with foreclosures.com where you can get a daily update on foreclosure listings right as they hit your market. Okay, it's super cost effective, it's very affordable, and it is crucial if you're going to be a foreclosure investor to know where your target market is, right? Because if you do not have those things all wrapped up, you are not going to be able to be successful at being a foreclosure investor, and that's what Foreclosure Deals Coach is all about. Right? So just recapping, the 3 things that are stopping you are generally your education, which we can help you with, right? Your financial situation, which is not a requirement to be a successful foreclosure investor, but it helps. So we need to get you the right contacts. And when you join our program, you're going to get a list of all of my hard and private money lender contacts. So we're going to fix the money problem for you right out of the gate. Okay. And finally, making sure you're using the right tools to be successful at this task. If you have those 3 things going, I promise you won't be like my friend at the real estate investing meeting spending 5 years wishing he had gotten started. Don't be that guy, okay? Get started today. And to do so, I just want you to head out today, go to Foreclosure Deals Coach on Facebook, just Search for that in the search box. Foreclosure Deals Coach. Join up with the movement. Become a part of what we're doing here, and I'll show you how to get a free list of foreclosures delivered to your inbox every single day. You get 7 days free with my special affiliate link that'll help you to get that done. Guys, the times are changing. Foreclosure investing is about to take off. Now is the time. I am your guy. I thank you so much for being a part of the foreclosures movement. With that, we're going to end the show on that note. I really appreciate, once again, all the requests. And if there's something you want to learn about on foreclosuredealscoach.com, a couple people have asked, can we suggest topics? Absolutely. Please suggest topics, because we want to know what you want to know about foreclosure investing. We want to help you to become a Foreclosure Deals Pro. So please reach out. Thank you for all the well wishes, all the great stuff. We're excited to bring you more and more episodes just like this one. Once again, this is Donny Corum, your Foreclosure Deals Coach. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you at the top.